8 laps. Watch the huge right hand. Oh, the flagger, see if he drops the green. Ain't gonna see it on this start. You're gonna see a yellow real quick. See what's gonna happen. Pretty even this time. Green flag flies. Benson on, trying to hold on. Bobby Ham on the outside. Mike Nagel trying to follow suit. GM Frudalovich down low. Bobby Ham grabs that early lead as he runs down the backstretch. Brian Weaver up on the inside trying to make a move. Mike Nagel on the high side of J.R. Benson. Jeff Frudalovich down low. Caution flag coming out. Caution flag coming out. 1 lap down. Got around. Caution lights turned out. Green flag flies. Bobby Ham back on it. Frudalovich on the outside. Ronnie Mawson on the outside. Grabel second and third. J.R. Benson down low. Still hanging on to third. Mawson trying to get by up on the top side. Brian Weaver goes up there now. Jeff Frudalovich on the high side of Bobby Ham. Bobby Ham going around. J.R. Benson with nowhere to go just got a piece of him. Brian Weaver a piece of him. And Mike Nagel a piece of him. So now we got Jeff Frudalovich in the lead with 2 laps down. Ronnie Mawson on his outside. And Dick Longstreet up to third in the 97. Whoever gets away from this big qualifier for the Wheels Victoria 200. Wheels Discount Auto Supply Store along with us tonight. Green flag flies. Frudalovich back up on the front. Ronnie Mawson second. Bobby Ham up on the high side trying to grab third away from Dick Longstreet. Mike Nagel down low. They come around to complete lap 3. Frudalovich your leader. Ronnie Mawson, Bobby Ham, Mike Nagel, Dick Longstreet battling for 4th and 5th. Rusty Harrington up in that 6th spot. J.R. Benson back to 7. Halfway, 4 down, 4 to go. Rusty Harrington now trying to make a move down low under Dick Longstreet. 5 cars qualified. Gonna put it. Harrington's up to 5th now. Takes Longstreet out of a qualifying spot. So Dick Longstreet is still 5th as Rusty Harrington is down a lap. According to the scores. 2 more laps to go. Jeff Frudalovich, Ronnie Mawson trying to close in. Mike Nagel now trying to get a bite down low on Bobby Ham. They shoot down the backstretch. Ham closes the door a little bit. Mike Nagel gets another opening. He says, I'm going to go. And Ham slams the door shut. They come around this time. The 22, J.R. Benson, taking the 22 to the pits. Checkered flag flies. Jeff Frudalovich for 1. Ronnie Mawson for 2. Bobby Ham for 3. Mike Nagel for 4. Dick Longstreet for 5. The scores tell me that the 14 are Rusty Bernie Griffin. 8 laps, 5 to qualify. Heat. Green flag flies. Bobby Griffin grabs onto that early lead. Carl Nagel right on the inside. Kirk Gordon right there for 3 is something going wrong with a 66 of Dave Meade. He takes it into the pits. Something drastically going wrong with a 66. 1 lap down. Graham is the leader. Carl Nagel, Kirk Gordon, Carl Reynolds up to 4th. Joe Donahue Jr. hanging on to 5th. He started outside pole. Looks like he just got the car fired up now. Bernie Griffin, Bobby Conklin just out of the money. They come around. Bobby Graham is down the back chute. construction car of Bobby Gramus. Hanging on to a slight lead. Over to number 7 and Carl Nagel. Kirk Horton now with a big move down low. Grabs all 7 from Nagel. Sets his sight on the number 5 of Bobby Gramus. Kirk Horton down on the inside. Gramus on the outside. Gramus with a slight advantage as they head down into 3. Kirk Horton still down low. Carl Nagel right there. Carl Reynolds getting in there now. Carl Reynolds now with a big move down underneath the 7 and Carl Nagel. He sets his sight on Kirk Horton. Kirk Horton setting his sights on Bobby Gramus. 2 more times. They head down into 1. Coming out of 2. And Kirk Horton with a big move. Bobby Gramus keeps the door shut though. This time, 1 more lap around. Billy Gramus, the number 5, Kirk Horton in the 8. Carl Reynolds in the 2, Carl Nagel in the 7 and Joe Donahue Jr. in the 25. They head into 3 as they get into 4. Gramus gets a little bit high. Kirk Horton looking down low, looking to try to grab that spot. Billy Gramus by a front end. Kirk Horton for 2, Reynolds for 3. Third row inside, driving the 32, that's Mike Janicelli. Outside in the 1T, that's Bill Tittle. Fourth row, 5 to qualify. Green flag flies. Konstolinski on the inside, Olinsky on the outside. They head down into turn 1, Olinsky on the top side. Konstolinski down low, Olinsky with a little bit of an advantage. Bill off hard. Up the inside, Parks on the outside, Tittle making a move. They come around, complete walk, Konstolinski your leader, Konstolinski for 2. Bill off right there for 3, Johnny Parks on the outside, Dan Morgan getting in there now. Bobby Tramper looking for some room way down deep. Takes it to the top side of the speedway. 5 cars qualify. Billy Huff now down low gets by George Konstolinski. Konstolinski doesn't want to give it up. Tim Olinsky coming around to lead lap 3. 3 down, 5 to go. Huff for 2, Konstolinski for 3. Bill Tittle. Johnny Parks down on the inside of Tittle now. Dan Morton trying to get up in there. 5 cars qualify. Parks gets 5 for 4. Billy Tittle in the hot spot right now. Dan Morton hard. Had to get out of it. Bobby Trapper sneaks on by. Tim Olinsky now with a little bit of an advantage. Bill up right there for 2nd. Konstolinski 3rd, Parks for 4th. Bobby Trapper trying to get up in that 5th and final qualifying spot. As he's working Bill Tittle high, he's working him low. Back up on the top side. Now if they charge into 1, he's going to try to slingshot down under. Bill Tittle's going to try to keep the door shut on him as he hards up the backstretch down into 3. Bobby Trapper looking for that 5th and final spot now. Hard out of 4. Bobby Trapper's going to grab that 5th and final qualifying spot with 1 lap to go. Bill Tittle right back down low. Doesn't really want to give it up. This time, checkered flag and be waving. 5S, Tim Olinsky, your winner. Billy up for 2. Konstolinski for 3. Parks for 4. Bobby Trapper for 5. Tittle for 6. Morton for 7. And bringing up 8 is the...
Gotta go. Where you guys sitting? We're not. We just got here.
Brewer Stockade, here they come. Joe Novak on the pole. Mark Cook on the outside as they go under the green. Earl Marvin right there in the number 3 spot as they get down into the low turns. So this would put Doug Duval in the 54A, the first car out of a qualifying position. clear to qualify. Rich Watson.
Waiting to come back out to join the fray. You're not a lap down if they join right on the back of this pack. That's a policy here at the Penn Can. 21D, Dan Stone back out on the lead lap. It's going to be awful close. Randy Decker's going to make it back out. Randy Decker flying out. He will be a lap down though. Didn't get out in time. Randy Decker. Jamie Griffith, your leader after 2. And Jordan down on the inside now. Jordan looking for the inside move. Get by Griffith. Caution lights coming out. We got to pass them up here at turn 1. The Marty Bunker, Dave Passetti. Caution lights turned on. Late model feature, lap 2. Jamie Griffith back on it. Pat Jordan up on the high side. Looks to grab that lead. Kurt Canello on the move. John Sidlecki getting up in there. Pat Jordan grabs the lead now. They head down into 3 out of 4. Pat Jordan, your leader, completing lap 3. Kurt Canello on the high side, looking to get by Jamie Griffith. Take over second. Brad Schaefer right there. John Sidlecki on the move. Larry DeLello. Warren Stone driving to 71, trying to get by Alan Coyne to 55. Opening up a little bit of a lead now. Kurt Canello up on the high side of Jamie Griffith, looking to grab second away from Griffith. Griffith's down low, going to hang on it right now. Brad Schaefer, John Sidlecki, Larry DeLello, Warren Stone, left side L, Mike Nelson. Kurt Canello down underneath now to 77 of Jamie Griffith. Jamie Griffith getting a little sideways coming out of 2. Brad Schaefer had to get out of there. John Sidlecki on his brakes, lost a couple spots. Caution flag coming out. 6 down, 14 to go. Kurt Canello will be side of Pat Jordan now. Ball goes into the driver's pocket. Green flag back out. Pat Jordan, Kurt Canello. Larry DeLello down low, trying to get by to 1 of John Sidlecki. We thought he was ahead of anyway. Caution flag coming out. Jamie Griffith in the 77 and 911 up over in turn 3. Everybody else set. Green flag flies. Pat Jordan back in the lead. Kurt Canello on the high side. Looking for a way to drag him down. Brad Schaefer there for 3. John Sidlecki. Larry DeLello. Warren Stone. Left side L. Dan Stone. Mike Nelson. Washes out a little bit. Larry DeLello way down low. John Sidlecki in there. They scrape a little paint. DeLello gets out of there with 4th. Looking to get by Brad Schaefer. Brad Schaefer a little bit around. Gets into DeLello. He straightens him up. Might have been his race car a little bit. DeLello up to 3rd now. Sidlecki 4th. Schaefer 5th. Stone 6th. It's Kurt Canello trying to close ground on Pat Jordan. Can't seem to do it. Pat Jordan looks like he's on rails right now. of the flagger stand. Pat Jordan, the right rear tire blowing on it. He is fortunate that a caution is out. Going to get him to the pit side. Yellow lights are turned out. Green flag flies. Kurt Canella back on it. Pat Jordan makes it back out just in time. Stay on the lead lap. Got a long, long way to hold though. Coming around now, 12 down, 8 to go. Kurt Canella, your leader. Trying to find a way to get around Larry DeLillo. Warren Stone in a 71. Closing in on the number 1. 14 down, 6 to go. Kurt Canella. The high point man, Warren. Larry DeLillo gets a little sideways. John Selecki goes up high. Warren Stone in the 71 right there. Wait for any kind of mistake. 5 more times around the speedway. 5 more. Kurt Canella. Warren Stone now getting a fight, trying to get down underneath the number 1 of John Sidlecki. Caution lights coming out as Jamie Griffith in the 77 goes around. 15. Stone taking over the chores tonight. Green flag back out. Kurt Canella back down on the accelerator. Marty Bunker on the high side now. He's looking to make a move, trying to get by a couple cars. He's up on the high side of Mike Nelson, looking to get by to number 20. He charges on down past the 61. West side L Jr. A little out of shape up in the marbles, loses the ground right back. Kurt Canella still your leaders. They head down the backstretch. Larry DeLillo, John Sidlecki, and Warren Stone, your top 4 cars. 17 down, 3 to go. Kurt Canella, the Mud Creek Racer. This time around, Gary Folk, 2 more times around the speedway. Sidlecki gets around sideways. Warren Stone, nowhere to go but into him. Never lost a beat. John Sidlecki pulls away now. 18 laps down. Green flag back out. Canelo back on it. Larry DeLillo right there for second. Marty Bunker and a both move up. Trying to get up in that top 5. Right now, left side Ellis 5th. Bunker had to back out of it. Dan Stone, Mike Nelson. 1 more time around the speedway. Kurt Canella, your leader. Larry DeLillo. Warren Stone. Brad Schaefer. Checkered flag going to be waving this time around. And the Gary Dyer excavating number 7, Kurt Canella. Larry DeLillo. Stone for 3. Brad
Here it's pretty hot and sticky, and I'll tell you, he is warm. The water's running right off of him. You can't even see. Congratulations, Kurt. It was a tough run. Hot one by the looks.
Yeah, it's a little warm out there. I got to be getting used to it by now, though.
How was competition?
Well, Pat was pretty tough. He took off like a rabbit there. I just kind of let him go for a little bit. Hopefully his tires will give out. I don't know what really happened there, but we just kind of closed her up a little bit.
No, I'm sure. I don't know what happened either, but congratulations in the Tom Kerr-sponsored Chevrolet here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this car's great tonight.
I checked some old statistics. In 1990, going into tonight's racing program, you were 3rd in point standings. Going into tonight's racing program, you were 3rd in point standings. This puts you into 2nd, and I know sometimes you don't get in on the point chase, but you're hot for the number 1 spot right now.
Well, What can you say? You always got to chase Warren down. We're trying. We're going to have to win every one from here on out, I guess.
Well, we'll see how luck's with you. Let's hear it for Kurt's fans up there. And Miss Penn Can gives him a big...
Next starting row in the 44 is Dave Flynn. And on the outside, in the 14J, that's Mike Aldridge. And bringing up the rear, driving the number 94C, that's Chuck Lowe. 20 hard laps, street stock feature. Tight point race in this one too. 20 hard laps, 23 starters. Street stock feature on Susquehanna Beverage Speed Sports Showcase night. Next lap around.
Okay, track caution lights turned out this time around. We're gonna go green here and we go racing. The green flag flies, down they come. Sean Collins, he puts that 911 right up front. Jumped out of there in a hurry. Mike Pachulik in the 2X in the number 2 spot. Look at the pressure for third, 3 abreast there. The 33, Neil LeBlassie on the inside. And the 56, Brett Jane coming out of that with a 17J. Brett Jane. Goes up in there. We still have them 3 abreast to the number 4 spot. Now Harry Marvin makes the break. Neil LeBlassie down inside with a 33. Chris Schroep goes to work on the field there. Setting up some problems up here in turn number 4. They keep it straightened out. Sean Collins in the 911 coming down. Then Harry Marvin Jr., Brett Jane, Pachulik in that order. Neil LeBlassie in the 33. Wilcox working his way up through the 58. Hey, we're on a good run here tonight. Sean Collins sets the pace. About a 10 or 12 car length over Harry Marvin Jr. in the 18. Brett Jane right there riding that number 3 position. Well, it was a 6:23 pulling back into the pits. Sean Collins in the 911 as we go under the caution. We pile them up 4 deep over there in turn number 2. The 44 of Flynn able to pull away. The Scott Siemens car in the mess there. 4 laps in the record book. This time around. Down they come as we go under the green. Harry Marvin Jr. on the high side. Sean Collins takes the short route. Collins sets the pace as he drifts to the outside and heads up the backstretch. Look at the action in the middle of the pack back there. We got 2 of them, and they're trying desperately to get them corrected. And we'll go under the yellow. Marvin and we're going to go racing here.
What the hell did you do?
So once again, down they come. Sean Collins and Harry Marvin. Battle it out here for those front positions. Brett Jane, Pachulik, Glenn Wilcox, and the 1J1 heads up towards the front of the pack. Sean Collins once again pulls it out here. Harry Marvin now sits there putting the pressure on. We'll have a Luke tire on the speedway. Bringing out the caution again. Got a heavy-duty tire up there. And racing suits, helmets, and many, many other parts. Once again, with 5 in the book, here they come under the green. Harry Marvin with his foot right to the floorboard there, trying to take it away from Sean Collins. Collins on the inside. Look at the battle for the number 3 spot. Wilcox gets in there. Brett Shane and Chris Shoup side by side, wheel to wheel off that 4th turn. Glenn Wilcox pulls off with a 58 into the number 3 spot. Puts the pressure on your number 2 contenders. They get through the low turns 1 and 2. Still got a battle for 4th. Chris Shoup on the inside. Brett Shane on the high side as they come off of that 4th turn. But they really mix it up. 4 of them up there. Jordan kind of able to pull away on his own with a 22. Somewhere's near the back of the pack. So lap money keeps coming in. We'll take it. There's going to be 100 left for the modifieds. Here they come. We still got some racing to go tonight. Harry Marvin, Glenn Wilcox, Sean Collins, Chris Shoup running 4th, Brett Shane 5th. Willie Marvin in 6th, Petrulik in 7th, David Flynn in 8th, Angiala Grucci 9th. Harry Marvin Jr. pulling away about 8 or 10 car lengths up the back chute over Glenn Wilcox. Sean Collins hangs on to 3rd. Chris Shoup puts the pressure on from the number 4 spot. Another couple of laps here. Your leaders will be getting into some of that slower traffic. Harry Marvin Jr. on his way. Wilcox putting the chase on at the halfway point this time around. Wilcox continues to sit right there to number 3 spot with 2 spot. Sean Collins in 3rd. Chris Shoup in 4th. Willie Marvin in 5th. Harry Marvin working his way through some of that slower traffic. And we go caution here. Mixing him up down there in turn 2. So the big lead that Harry Marvin had built up has gone down the drain. This time when we get ready to start, Glenn Wilcox will be right there on his rear. Going to go back to racing here this time around. Picking up the tempo at the back of the pack. The green flag flies. Here they come. Harry Marvin sets the pace. Wilcox, Sean Collins, Chris Shoup, Billy Marvin, Brett Shane, Petrulik, Denny Sparks Jr., Nunziala Grucci in that order as they come around one more time here. Harry Marvin takes him into the low turn and heads him up the back chute. Marvin with an 8 to 10 car lead here over Glenn Wilcox. Wilcox trying to button it up just a little bit here. Sean Collins 3rd, Chris Shoup in 4th, Billy Marvin 5th, Brett James remains in the number 6 spot. No change here in your last several laps in your first 6 running automobiles. Harry Marvin just out there for a Sunday afternoon ride. Well, maybe it's a Friday night ride. Cruising one up, turn 4. Down inside on the hub, but bringing out the caution at the end of Andrus here. He can run them.
Susquehanna back on, the green flag flies. Harry Marvin Jr. back on it. Glenn Wilcox taking chase. Sean Collins. Chris Shoup trying to get underneath Sean Collins in the 11th and take over 3rd now. 911 on the outside. The plane 11 on the inside. Trying to pick up 3rd. Collins goes high. Shoup down low. Billy Marvin right down there with him. Drafting along with Shoup to take over 3rd and 4th. Sean Collins back to 5th. 15 laps down, 5 to go, Billy Marvin. now, straighten it back up down his fed line. 16 down, 4 to go. Harry Marvin Jr., your leader. Glenn Wilcox taking chase. Harry Marvin Jr. on rails, just going out all by himself. Trying to close it on Glenn Wilcox. Harry Marvin Jr. coming out of 4, going to begin the 2-lap sign. 18 down, 2 to go. Harry Marvin Jr., Glenn Wilcox, Chris Shoup, Billy Marvin, Sean Collins. One more time around the speedway. One more time around. Chris Shoup on the high side of the 58 now, trying to get second. John Pachowski up there in 4, taking a piece of Harry Marvin Jr. Something going wrong with the 18 car, falling way off the pace. Caution lights coming out. The crowd goes wild. Green flag back out. One more time around the speedway. They head down the backstretch. Chris Shoup goes up on the top side, trying to get by the 58 of Glenn Wilcox. Got a bike coming into 3. Coming out of 4. Who's it going to be? Shoup on the outside. Chris Shoup in the win. Chris Shoup in the 11. The 58 of Glenn Wilcox for second. Billy Marvin for third. So Chris Shoup of Glenn Wilcox.
He's been working on it for weeks here. He's rather hot, about speechless. Congratulations, Chris. Been a long time coming.
Yeah, it has. I'd like to thank the crew. They've done a real good job all year long, especially Rich. He's really helped me out a lot, setting the car up and everything. Just like to thank everybody that helped me out.
You did a terrific job. You've been coming on stronger each and every week. What a deal this was tonight. Harry Marvin was in. Glenn Wilcox was out. Harry got out. Glenn got in. You were still out, and Victory Lane, you're in, man.
All right. It's about...
Any other sponsors here?
I'd like to thank Everyone's Auto Body, HP Enterprises, Craigle's Plumbing and Heating, Keystone Truck Caps, Logo Master, and Tunkhannock Auto Parts, Big A.
Boy, I'll tell you, they'll be in their glory, too, after this run. Jeff is here from Susquehanna Beverage to present a plaque while I'm stepping on somebody's toe here. Here.
Number 2, that's Carl Reynolds. Reynolds out of Scranton in the deuce. Next starting row, driving to number 69. The wheels, Discount Auto Store Supplies, number 69 out of Scranton, PA, Bobby Trapper. Trapper in the 69. On the outside, in the 14 out of Kirkwood, New York, that's Rusty Harrington. Harrington in the 14. Next starting row, driving to number 1A. They call him the Dream. He's out of Conklin, New York. Billy Gramus with the early lead going down the backstretch. Sergeant Hart into the turn. Billy Gramus, your early leader. Kivalinski, George Konsolinski, Carl Nagel. Bill up. Decker, a little out of shape in the 77L. Longstreet getting out of there. Brian Weaver sideways. Rusty Harrington over there. Dave Meade sitting in the drainage ditch. Dick Longstreet going sideways up. It's gonna be. Caution lights are on. Green flag drops. Get back on the accelerators. Billy Graham has grabbed that early lead. Carl Nagel down on the inside. Grabbing second from Tim Olinsky. Bill Huff, Tim Olinsky right there battling. Jeff Rudalovich in the 112. Looking for racing room. George Kostolansky on the outside. Billy Graham is still your leader coming around lap 3 now. They charge hard down into the back of the pack. Brian Weaver, Bobby Trapper all time from the back of the pack trying to get back up through there. Jeff Rudalovich now on the high side of Bill Huff in the 12. Jeff Rudalovich certainly like to have that spot. He's up there every year. Down, 25 to go. Billy Graham is still your early leader. Carl Nagel right there for 2. Tim Olinsky for 3. Jeff Rudalovich on the high side. Loses a little ground as he had to back out of it. Ronnie Mawson grabbing off 6 now. They come around. Carl Nagel right up onto the tail side of the number 5. Looking for racing room around at Billy Graham is. Number 7 of Carl Nagel looking to get by the 5 of Billy Granis. Dick Longstreet in trouble on the back straight. Going up into turn 3. Going slow into 4. The 97 of Dick Longstreet taking it to the pit area. Something going wrong with the 97. The 112 of Jeff Rudalovich losing power on the whole backstretch. Longstreet lost power, takes the car to the pit area. The 112 of Jeff Rudalovich, they'll still be up there anyway, but they certainly would have liked to got that guaranteed spot. Both caution lights are out. Bobby Trapper, Jeff Rudalovich back on the track. Green flag flying. Gramis grabs that lead again. Tim Olinsky down low. Carl Nagel up high. Hangs on. Carl Nagel hangs on to that second place spot. The 77L sent sideways there on the track. Caution lamp coming out. Jeff Rudalovich going back to the pit area. He looks like he was headed there anywhere. So now he gets another break because the caution coming out. 14K. Dave Meade we got now. Rusty Harrington backed out of there. Green flag back out. Billy Graham is back on it. Carl Nagel, Tim Olinsky right there, Ron Mawson up in there. Mike Nagel on the high side of Kostolansky trying to take over that spot. get by Joe Donnie, who picks up a spot. Going around up on the high side, looking to get around Johnny Parks now. Brian Weaver on the move. Billy Graham is Carl Nagel. Ronnie Mawson now. Billy Huff. Tim Malinsky a little bit off the pace in the 5S now. Carl Nagel looking to get by a lap car right in front of him. Kirk Gordon in there. Mike Nagel drops down low. Brian Weaver has to back out of it. Billy Graham is 26 laps. Still your Kevin Cycle. Come to the trailer right away. Kevin Cycle. 26 laps in the books. 4 to go. Who's it going to be? Green flag flies. Billy Graham is back on it. Ron Mawson's right there. Carl Nagel. Billy Huff. Ford got the win. Carl Reynolds going to be up on the high side. Ronnie Mawson, Carl Nagel now with a bull moving his lightning chassis car. Way up on the high side with Carl Nagel. Ronnie Mawson, Billy Graham is still your leader. As Graham takes it down low, trying to shut the door. Ronnie Mawson hanging down low. Carl Nagel with a bull move on the backstretch. Gets the bike, getting up on the high side, trying to find a bike, trying to get it out of 4, trying to be your leader. He's your leader. Carl Nagel in the number 7 end. Unbelievable. Caution lights coming back out. Tim Malinsky, Dave Meade coming together down the home stretch. Holy mackerel. Caution lights going back out. Green flag flying. Carl Nagel back on it in the 7N. The T&H Construction number 7N. Carl Reynolds now looking to make a move up on the 17. Kirk Horton staying down low. They come around this time. The white flag will be waving one more time around the speedway. Carl Nagel got it on rails with lightning chassis modified. Opening up a big lead right now. Looking to keep that car
tonight. Congratulations, Carl. It's been a long time coming back. There's here, Wheels Racing Program. That's the biggest hug he's had. Well, we have this on to be qualified and have to have a picture on when you get to, will you go up to Wheels?
I have to find a motor first, but I think I'll try.
He's going to try. In 1990, this same night, 5th in point standings. Going into tonight's racing, I don't know where this is going to put you now, but you're getting close.
Yeah, we're pushing.
You'd like to give some thanks to in particular?
Oh, a ton of people. I don't know where to start. Danny Wesley, Wally Field, oh, my wife, the crew, Gary Dibble. Oh, a ton of people.
I'm sure Bubby has got a ton of fans upstairs. One time for Bubby Nagel, the old pro here. That put a smile on his face. Okay, Shelton, you can do your thing. Bubby, you'll have to put that on your suit someplace. I believe it's a